Good morning, friends. This is Daddy Day Trader with a pre-market check-in, and today's Friday. Just looking at the scanners and S&P, Nvidia. Nothing is looking too hot today. Even Nvidia is looking like it has very little volume pre-market, so that's never a good sign. At least from a volatility standpoint. So I guess it could be one of those days where things are sort of trading within a channel, and when you do that, or when I do that, I get chopped up. Today the focus today is not if I go green today, not switching my shares down in order to continue trading. And if I want to continue trading, leaving my share size at a bigger size. And I guess what I'm saying too is, like, I'm talking about like the 1 or 2 shares, not like going from 50 shares to like 20 shares. I don't consider that necessarily the same thing, but it's those 1 or 2 shares where I don't really care about the outcome. So I'm more willing or more apt to like take a bad trade just because it doesn't matter. And then the cascading effect of doing that over and over again starts to get me triggered. When in reality, there's no point to doing it. Why do I care if I get? I guess I call it practice, but at the same time, it seems to be a destructive behavior for no true potential outcome. I should be taking only setups I would take with big size, or risk appropriate size, not super low risk trades. Because that's what happened yesterday. I was taking 2 to 5 share trades, and then my $47 profit melts away into minus $50 somehow. So, and it just sort of happens. And I haven't been able to, not so good at stopping myself. So the plan today, trade from 6:30 to 7. I've got, I'll probably do 30 to 50 shares as the trading size, which now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not a good idea because of the way the stock market's looking today and how channeled it is. So, I think you want to like go big on the days where there's volatility versus like going big on the days when there's nothing going on. So maybe I'll do 30 shares again, like yesterday. That might be a smarter play. So that's the plan. Trading from 6:30 to 7, and then quitting at 7. So let me set my timer here. Hey Siri, set 40-minute timer. So that'll go off at 7. And then we'll be done. And I know that over the weekend they're doing their like Charles Schwab switch over, so I'll probably have to do some like figuring out how to get back into Thinkorswim on the Charles Schwab login on Monday. From what I can tell, like nothing's supposed to be changing except you have to like change the way you do your login, and then everything else should be the same. But trading with small size on Monday, because who knows how it's going to be. I don't know. So we'll have to make sure it kind of is performing the same as previous. But yeah, on my personal watch list, the highest percentage increase is 3.8% on Digital Ocean, and then on the scanner, 26% on SGU, and 15% on NTRA. So this is like a nothing day for sure. It looks like Nvidia has been trading between 892 all the way up to 903, and it's been sort of range bound this whole morning from 897 to 92, so like a $5 range. It's pretty weak. And it looks like it's loosely, at least right now, it's tracking S&P okay. If I just look at like the patterns, so yeah, it's tracking it pretty well. So I'm going to do my mental vision exercise for a minute. So let's do that. We're trying to visualize what it's going to look like when you want to take a trade. Just like looking for those, either that kind of significant rise or that fall off. The candles are continuing to go lower and overtaking the previous wick. And then, sometimes I would think on a weak S&P day, like Nvidia could go down quite a bit. I don't know. So, but I did want to look at. I've been like recording my sessions for the first half hour each morning. So if I go to downloads, and I go to yesterday. Let's see. Is it this one? I open it up. I want to see if that's my trading. Nope, not that one. All right. Pause that. That's just a video of myself yesterday. Alrighty, friends. 7:34. We did a little longer than I had planned on. All right, here we go. Here's my trading video. Kind of want to look at like what happened. Let me skip ahead though. Garbage platform. Can't skip ahead. That's weird. I was trying to just look at my video from yesterday, but it's not really letting me move around on the media player here, so I'll look at that later. I don't want to bore you with all that. Okay, so the plan is at this point, Nvidia is now actually making a pretty good move above its range here, and that was tied to a pretty decent move where SPY was breaking out above VWAP, but now it's stalled out. So, all right, we got 4 minutes. Plan: don't trade with one or two shares once you get green, just to overtrade. Wait for the right setup, which is going to be those huge whooshing candles up or down. Trade with, we're going to do 30 shares today, just based on what I'm seeing is volatility. And we're going to trade from 6:30 to 7. And we've got our alarm set. We're going to cut it. I may not do a follow-up video today, or I may do one later. We'll see. Just because I have some things to do this morning. So, but yeah, so that's the plan. All right. Good luck today. Thanks, guys. All right. So it's 7:02, and we are done trading for the day. We've got dudes and donuts at my boys' school at 8:30. So we're gonna go get ready for that. And so today it was a good solid day. So here's what happened. The market opened. I had my hands off. It took a dive down, SPY and Nvidia, and then it had a pretty strong recovery. So I bought into that green candle recovery that was pretty big. And then I got out. I bought 30 shares at 900 and I exited at 903, all shares at once. My thought process was, hey, that, my P&L showing $70 profit right now. I'm good with that. That's a good day for me. That helps absorb my, last week's debacle. So I'm looking at my trader view right now, and I've got one trade today for plus 70. And then I made some mental trades as the morning went on, just to kind of practice, but I didn't do any actual trades like I discussed, so that was good. And I or at least I started doing this video at 7, which is again part of the plan. So within the first 3 minutes of trading, I'm up $71, and then I decided, it's Friday and I've got something to do with my kid, and we're going into the weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. Do you really want to take the risk of becoming a sourpuss all weekend because you were up 70 and then you take a bad trade and you're down $100? And I did. I took 3 mental trades, and they were all losers. So if I had made those actual trades, I would have been red for sure, or at least down to break even. And now looking at the charts, Nvidia and SPY, SPY had a massive drop, and Nvidia didn't drop that much, so they're sort of deviating from each other in the severity of the moves, which is then becomes harder for me to trade with that trend analysis on SPY and Nvidia. So they were trading pretty close together until this big drop at 7 o'clock, and then Nvidia didn't drop much, it sprung right back up. So that's a little scary because you're expecting a big drop on the short side, and then it springs right back up again, quite a few dollars. So if you get caught in that, and then you're a loser, which I'm sure I would have been caught in that. That was exactly what I looked for: is two huge red candles, and then Nvidia has one not so red candle, and then instantly back up. So it's a massive bottoming tail. And now SPY is going back up again, and SPY isn't really going back up that much. So, anyways, so I think the only thing I'd say today was a good trading day. I stuck to my plan. I took a trade. I exited the trade. The only thing, future reference is, as I get more experience, is selling. Oh, well, so buying into that green action more for a higher move, and also selling some of that, selling 50% of my position and keeping the other 50% at a little bit above break even. Because had I done that, this stock went up to 913, and it's still at 907 right now. So that's $4 above where I got it at. So I made $71 profit. Could have made $300 and $400 profit with the same share size. So I that's not gonna upset me. Like $71 is huge. Like, and that's a solid one trade today, and couldn't be happier with that. It's a great trade on Friday. Things weren't even like looking that great when the market opened, but then we got some pretty good volatility on SPY and on Nvidia, so it worked out to be a good trading day. Even though, which is how the market is, right? Like, oh, it's dead, nothing's moving, and then you get like these decent like moves on these stocks you're watching. So not expecting it to happen that way. And I'll just say goodbye to TD Ameritrade because I think today's my last day trading on that like underlying platform. So I know Thinkorswim is still going to be around, but it'll be on Charles Schwab. So see how that goes. That's next week. We're finishing the week at $333 positive, and for the month we're now at negative 362. So we basically this week I and I shouldn't think about it this way, but it's hard not to sometimes. I eliminated 50% of my loss from last week, which shouldn't have even happened. I should be up on this month $400, right? Instead, I'm down 360. So it's frustrating. But this was a good week, and I had this. So good week meaning like okay, great profit, but bad week meaning there's 2 days where you didn't trade very well. You didn't trade. You were over traded. That was Tuesday and Thursday, and I can just tell Tuesday was 22 trades, Thursday's 11 trades, and then the other days are 5, 3, and 1. So it's obvious the days that I over traded, and I'd say got lucky to even be green. So because it's not, if I was such an amazing trader, like I wouldn't have negative $300 days. So they can happen very easily when I'm taking big size and trying to dig my way out of a hole. So yeah, that was good. Today was a good day. I'm excited. I'm going to the weekend with a great week, profit wise, and if we have another great week, similar week to next week, then we're break even on the month, and then we've got we've got 2 more weeks to kind of turn this month around from a drawdown month to a positive month. So we got to stick to the plan, keep the trading from 6:30 to 7. Don't do small trades and stick to the big movements is the goal. And if nothing's moving, then we'll just watch Nvidia, and that's the plan. So have a great weekend, guys. I'm gonna go be with the family, and we got Mother's Day this weekend, so we're gonna do some stuff for that. All right, guys. See you Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.